Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy 2023. This is my first video of 2023. I am ready to start a whole new year. I'm ready to have a good year. I really do have a good feeling about this year. In today's video, I wanted to go over some New Year's goals and intentions that you can set yourself if you are struggling for ideas. Because to be honest, this is like the first year I've really properly set myself New Year's intentions or goals, just because I haven't had much motivation in past years, but I'm feeling good. And as you can tell from the title, none of these are to do with changing your body or your shape or your size or your weight. Just because it is New Year's or the start of a new year, because when you see this it'll probably be about a week into 2023, doesn't mean you have to suddenly change your body or reinvent yourself or lose weight. These are all just very gentle, working on yourself, not necessarily how you look kind of goals, if you get what I mean. Before we get started, I do just want to say a big thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Ritual. I worked with Ritual back in November, I want to say, and I have been absolutely loving their vitamins, and I'm currently loving their Synbiotic. One of my goals for 2023, continuing from last year, is to keep taking vitamins and my tablets every day. Ritual have launched this Synbiotic, which is, I'm gonna mess this up, prebiotics, probiotics and postbiotics. That confuses my brain so much, but most gut supplements do not involve a postbiotic, so that is very cool. And they have delayed release technology to help reach your colon, not your stomach. You only need one tablet a day and they taste like mint, so if you're like me and you hate taking tablets because they have that weird taste, these taste like mint. So yeah, I really recommend Ritual. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. My code is ROMITCHELL30 if you want to get 30% off, and grab yourself some Ritual Synbiotics or vitamins. I'll also leave my link in the description if you do want to check it out. Anyways, on with the video. So I've got 38 New Year's goals written down, and the last two are going to be interactive, so stick around till the end. So the first New Year's goal I have, which is actually one I've set myself, is just to be more present. And what I mean by this is to live more in the moment. I'm often wrapped up in anxiety and wrapped up in worrying about the past and the future, and that means that I'm not really focused on what's happening right where I am right at that moment. I'm not giving my loved ones my full attention. I'm maybe scrolling on my phone and not appreciating the beauty of the moment around me, and this year I just want to live more in the moment and be more present. My second New Year's goal is to read more. I finished 2 books in 2022. I've been in a bit of a reading block, for a very long time. My attention span has not been good, but recently I've just got a reading bug. Like, I'm just loving reading, and if that is something that you have been wishing you could do, just sit down with a book. Don't set yourself a goal of reading 10 books a month or a book a week or even 10 pages at a time. Just read and know that even opening the book and getting through the tiniest bit of it, 2 pages, 1 page, whatever, is an achievement. That's how I got back into reading, by not putting pressure on myself. I would even manage to compare myself to other people that were reading books. Like, I would feel inadequate in my level of reading. So just put all of that out the window and read for you. Don't put a timescale on it. Don't put pressure on yourself. Read. My third one, an obvious one for me, talk more kindly to yourself. Stop beating yourself up for the tiniest things going wrong. Stop picking yourself apart, looking in the mirror, telling yourself that you're not worthy or beautiful, or just putting yourself down and telling yourself that you're not good at what you do. I do that all the time. I was panicking this morning about making a video because I was like, I'm actually really boring and nobody likes me. I can't tell you how much anxiety tricks you and how much it just lies to you, but because it's coming from your own brain, you believe it. Whenever you have a negative thought or an unkind thought about yourself, challenge it, turn it on its head, tell yourself one thing nice about yourself. Set yourself realistic and achievable goals. Don't go into 2023 or a new month or whatever telling yourself, I'm going to go from 0 to 100 this month. I'm going to go from having no concentration span and not being able to read to finishing 2 books a week. You need to set yourself realistic goals. It is overwhelming yourself that makes you beat yourself up and believe that you can't do it. If you set yourself a small goal, you can achieve that small goal, and that will spur you on to keep going, if that makes sense. My 5th goal is to listen to your body. That's in terms of rest and hunger. I know it can be really hard to get in tune with your body when your brain is saying so many things about what you should and shouldn't be eating, or whether you should be exercising or resting or whatever. But this year, if you know you're tired and you wish that you could go and have a rest, go and have a rest. Your body is asking for a rest. If you feel that hunger in your stomach, or mentally you just want to eat something, listen to that, honour it, and just see where it takes you. because that has been something that's been very, very freeing for me. Like knowing that I can just rest whenever I want. There's no pressure, I can eat what I want. It's a very good place to get to. The 6th goal I have written down is to get fresh air every day. Just stepping outside, whether it is going for a walk in nature or sitting in your garden and looking up at the sky, it is so helpful. It'll help you sleep better. It kind of takes away, for me personally, the feeling of claustrophobia that you get when you're just stuck in the house all day. This one was one of mine personally. Keeping your space tidy. Tidy space, tidy mind genuinely is a thing. I feel so much calmer when my space is tidy. So if you feel that way too, making a conscious effort to just tidy up after yourself and keep your space as tidy as possible, as hard as I know it is, especially when you're depressed or like struggling with organisation. The next one is learn a new language. This was something I picked up in 2022 and I was loving it. I still am. I do Duolingo, but I know that there are other apps that I've seen people talk about. I can't remember the names of them now, but if you just search on Google language learning apps, they will come up. Personally, I do love Duolingo, but I do know some people don't get along with it. But learning a language, such a cool and fun thing to do, and it feels really enriching. The next goal I've written down is again one that I've set myself, and that is make more of your day. If you are like me and you seem to be able to spend hours and hours and hours just doing absolutely sod all, like nothing, like I don't know where half my time goes because I get very, very distracted by my phone, or in the morning I just don't start it quick enough. Like I just lounge around for too long. If rest is what you need and like you don't have plans that day, fine. But for me, like there's so many more better things that I could be doing with my time. So I've made it a goal to just make more of my day, whatever that means to you. My 10th goal is less screen time. As I just said, I find it so easy to just waste so much time on my phone, and then at the end of the day I look at my phone and it's like 7 hours screen time and I'm like, sorry? 7 whole hours of my day just on my phone, and I don't even remember what I've been doing because it's nothing meaningful. Number 11 is reach out for help. This is obviously a lot easier said than done, but if you can make it a goal this year, if you've been struggling with something for a while, reach out for help, make that first step to talk to somebody. You won't regret it. Nothing bad can come from just asking for help, and it is not weak or embarrassing, nor does it make you a failure. If you are struggling with something and it is impacting your life, you deserve help for it. Number 12, I think we're on number 12. Throw out old clothes. I did this in 2021 and 2022 when I was on my weight gain journey, and oh my god, does it help. Like, it clears out your space, it clears out your mind, gets rid of things that are bringing you down. And like, if you have that jumper or that dress in your wardrobe that every time you look at it you think, God, I wish I still fitted into that, or I'm gonna lose weight to fit into that, or you just look at it and you think that's not really a bit of me anymore, like just get rid of it, sell it, donate it to a charity shop. There is someone else who will get wear out of that and who will love it, and if it's not making you happy, then it's not worth having. This is number 13. I guess it's quite a generic one, but pick up a hobby. By a hobby I mean it could be knitting, crochet, painting, rock climbing. Rock climbing is actually something I really want to get back into this year because I did it a bit last year and I used to love it when I was a kid, so I want to do that again. But just anything you've been wanting to start or try out, like go for it, pick it up. Number 14, live more minimally. I have kind of come to a realization recently that I have so much stuff, like just stuff, and there's things that I don't reach for it, like even on like a monthly basis, like I don't need it. Just trying to live with less things and a clearer space. Number 15 is be less judgmental. It is perfectly fine to admit that as humans, all of us make judgments. Being judgmental and admitting that does not mean that you are like an awful person. Everyone makes judgments. Often they are subconscious. The less you judge others, the less you judge yourself. The more you focus on other people, the more you're going to judge yourself and be unkind to yourself. The next one is drink more water. I, with my Christmas money, bought myself a new water bottle. Oh my god, that's got loads of condensation on it. I just put water everywhere. I can only drink with a straw for some reason. There's an airplane going over. I got this one from Frank Green. Before I got a water bottle with a straw, I literally just never really drank water. I'm not a fan of when people are like, oh my god, water cures everything, like water will make your skin perfectly clear, because I drink a lot of water and I still have acne, but it does give you more energy. I can vouch for that. The next goal is to set an amount that you want to fundraise for a charity. So one of my goals for next year, or god, not next year, this year, is to raise £10,000 for Beat, the UK's eating disorder charity. You're never gonna not feel good for donating to a charity. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to give you a sense of having achieved something and helped other people. And also you can get fun with the fundraising, if you'll pardon the pun. Number 18, do more things that scare you. If you're in eating disorder recovery, this will probably apply to like fear foods and stuff like that, but even if you're not, as a human there will be things that scare you, whether that's going out and ordering something by yourself in a coffee shop, or asking for something in a shop, or meeting new people. Or for me, it will be like going out by myself, leaving the house alone and stuff like that. Do more of what scares you, because fear only holds you back. Experiment more with food. I went through a phase of loving cooking, and then I just kind of fell out of love with it and it started stressing me out more than it should. So this year I really want to experiment more with food, and I think that would be a good goal for a lot of you to have as well. Food can be so fun, and viewing it in that way is such a big part of recovery. Goal number 20, which is one that I've set myself, is get dressed every morning. And I know this probably sounds a bit weird to some of you, but then to a lot of you this is going to make a lot of sense. You know how when you wake up and you don't have anywhere to go, so you stay in your pajamas or whatever you slept in or whatever you put on just to go downstairs to get breakfast, and then you don't get changed out of it, so you feel really gross, and then because you feel gross you don't want to do anything and you feel lethargic and you don't want to leave the house. I find if I get up in the morning and I put an outfit that I like on, regardless of whether I do my makeup or not, I will feel way more ready to achieve things in the day. So one of my goals is getting up and dressed every morning. Number 21, take more pictures of people and things you love. Pictures are invaluable. You will always get some form of joy from going back and looking at those pictures. I know I do. Travel to other cities and countries. This is something I'm desperate to do because I haven't actually left the UK for like a good few years now. But if you have the means, setting yourself a goal to get out of the city or get out of the country could be really cool. The next one's kind of a general one. Step outside your comfort zone. I'm sure that you'd be able to apply this to your own life in some way, whether it's kind of going for a new job or starting a new club or just trying out new fashion or changing your hair or something like that. Step outside your comfort zone. Make 2023 the year that you really own yourself. Number 24 is set better boundaries. Remember that it is okay to say no. It's okay to turn people away, turn people down. It's okay to need time for yourself. It's okay to cut out toxic people or stop seeing people that aren't making you any happier. The next one is practice daily gratitude. This is something that I do really want to get better at this year. It can either be in the morning and you can reflect on what you did the day before and what you were grateful for, or you can do it in the evening and reflect on all the good parts of your day and what you're grateful for. Just get a little notebook, or you can actually get specific gratitude journals and just focus on the things that you're grateful for. It really can help change your outlook. The next one is stick to a sleep schedule. This is something that I feel way better at recently, and it's actually been really helping my mental health. As everyone says, sleep is very important. The next one is one that I really like, and I think actually I notice has a really big impact on me, and that is make an effort to say nice things to other people, because I always think them, but I'm often too scared to say them because I don't want to seem weird, or I don't really know. It's just kind of this judgment that I put on myself. If you see someone out in public and you're like, oh my god, her outfit is so nice, go up to her and tell her. If you're proud of someone for doing something but you don't really know them, you can still tell them that. Just make an effort to go out of your way and compliment people and say nice things to other people, because it will make you feel warm inside. Like it will, I promise. The next one kind of will apply to people who have either struggled with exercise addiction or an eating disorder or something along those lines. Stop forcing yourself to exercise as a form of compensation or punishment, or when you really don't want to. This year, if you are going to exercise, make it mindful. Make it because you know that it's going to help you mentally. Make it because you want to do something good for your body, not because you're trying to punish your body or yourself for something else. The next one is something I mentioned at the very start of the video. Take medication on time and daily. Don't miss a day. I was so bad in 2022 with my meds. I literally skipped so many doses that I shouldn't have. I really hope that my doctor's not watching this. She won't be. Why on earth would she be? But anyway, take your meds on time. Apple, actually, if you do have an iPhone, now have a medication app which can give you reminders every day, and you can write in what your meds are and tick them off when you've taken them, which is really cool, and that's really helped me, just to let you know. The next one for people in eating disorder recovery, face any rules you have around food. I did this in a video at the start of 2021. I faced some of them, and then I gradually faced more throughout the year and the rest of my recovery. But make it a goal this year. Make it a goal to face the rules that you have around food and break them, because unless you have like an allergy or an actual health reason to not be eating that food or eating food a specific way or whatever, it's only going to enrich your life to not do it. The next one is, if there's something you've been anxious to start or you've been wanting to start but there's a fear holding you back, like a YouTube channel. I hear a lot of people say they want to start a YouTube channel but they're too scared to, or a club or something like that. Go for it. Like, just do it. Make this the year that you start it. Put everyone's judgment aside, or what you think other people will be thinking about you, and just do it. The 33rd one is journal your feelings. This is so helpful. I know a lot of people don't know where to start. I wonder if people would like a video on how I started journaling, because I can do that if people do. But My main tip is write like nobody's going to read it. This is your space to get your feelings out, and no one's going to judge you, and no one's going to read it, and no one's going to question you on it. It's your place. You can even hide it somewhere if you're really worried about it, but I can't express how helpful it is to just get that from your head onto a page. The 34th one, again for people in eating disorder recovery or body dysmorphia recovery, stop body checking. I stopped this in 2021, but if it is something that you have kind of been wanting to do but have had that feeling of like, oh, I can't because I'm going to lose control, or just it's such a big part of your routine or whatever, make this the year that you stop. It doesn't have to be an overnight thing. I know that it is really hard, but gradually you will get there. So if you can make that a goal for 2023, do it. It has helped my recovery immeasurably. It's such a vital part of letting go of your worries about your body. I had my mirror covered up, which you might have seen. I put an IKEA blind over the top of it, which meant that I could use my mirror when I wanted to and then roll the blind up when I didn't. So that's an idea. The next one is reconnect with old friends. I want to do this in 2023. Eating disorders can be very isolating, and even if you don't have an eating disorder, you might have just lost touch with friends that you kind of miss, or you'd just like to meet up with them again and check in on them and see how their life's going. Message them, ask them if they want to go for a coffee, ask them if they want to go on a walk and have a chat. Just try and reconnect with them. Friendships are so important, and it is very easy to let some people slip into the background and not check in on them as much as you would like to, but just make that conscious effort to reconnect with old friends. The next one is a pretty big one. Forgive yourself. This will apply to anyone who's beating themselves up for something, or is angry that they've kind of wasted their life on mental illness, or is really caught up on something they did in the past. Forgive yourself. There is absolutely no point living in regret. What happened has happened, and that is something I'm learning. I can't change the past, I can only change the future, but I don't want to go into my future living with hatred for myself or anger at myself. So forgive yourself. The penultimate one again kind of applies to people with body dysmorphia or eating disorders. Work towards body neutrality. I prefer body neutrality to body positivity because I think it's unrealistic sometimes. Not always. I do definitely think it's possible to love your body, but it's unrealistic for some people sometimes to be able to fully love their body. So work towards feeling neutral about your body. Work towards being able to look in the mirror and just say, yep, it's a body. It's keeping me alive and I appreciate what it does for me. Don't overwhelm yourself with telling yourself, this year I will love my body, this year I will look in the mirror and think I look incredible. Like, don't set yourself up for something that realistically you might not be able to achieve. Aim for neutral feelings about your body. And if you do love your body, absolutely wonderful. That is not to say that it's not possible. I just think that people don't focus on the middle ground enough, and a lot of the time it's this kind of black or white. You hate your body or you love your body, and there's no in between. But there's a place, which I'm at, to be honest, where I just see my body and I think, it's my body. It is what it is. And the final one is visit a place you've always wanted to. I'm really hoping to go to Edinburgh this year because I've always wanted to go. If there's a place you've been desperate to go to and you have the means to go, make it a thing you do. Now moving on to two kind of interactive ones. If you have your phone and you have the notes app, or you have a piece of paper, these are two prompts to get you started on setting yourself some goals. The first thing I want you to do is set yourself one mental goal. This is something that's only probably going to really affect you, so you've got to do this for yourself. Whether it is body neutrality or stopping body checking or stopping counting calories, any of those, set yourself one mental goal and one way that you're hopefully going to become happier and healthier in your brain in 2023. And once you've done that, I want you to write one physical or proactive goal. And by physical, I do not mean your body. I mean going out, joining a club, doing charity work, knitting, whatever. Set yourself one physical, why am I doing this? Do you know what I mean? One thing that's actually like in real life, not just in your brain. And that will get you started. And from there, the ideas will hopefully flow. Or you can use any of the prompts I've given you. So yeah, so that is that. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something from it. And I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a lovely start to 2023. If you haven't had the greatest start to 2023, all hope's not lost. You haven't written the year off. It's fine. You still have the scope to make it a good year. I will be back hopefully next week. I did have like a 2-week break because I got ill, as I always manage to, like completely lost my voice, so obviously, you know, it wouldn't have been the most entertaining video. But anyway, I will put my Instagram up here if you want to give me a follow. Please like and subscribe. I love you all and take care of yourselves.